Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Simmons has returned to prominence, ladies and gentlemen. When you're discussing a player who has experienced so many lows and pitfalls, it's a great sign to see Ben Simmons running and gunning, flashy passes, dunking, is looking more and more like the old Ben Simmons. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Brooklyn Nets fan, you better look out. All Ben Simmons fans all around the world know that there had to have been something going on. Now, early in the preseason, Ben Simmons has scored 10 points. He's scored double digits. He's playing around with Miss Triple Dub. This is the kind of player that we know. Ben Simmons, he may not return, he may not be a guy to average 20 plus points, but can he flirt with Miss Triple Dub every single night? Can he be the point of attack defensively and offensively? We're gonna get all into it, and the Nets have some prominent pieces that Ben Simmons could really facilitate and dish the rock to. We're going to get into it all, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to Flight Sports for more news, updates, and more. The NBA season is approaching. Listen, I got my man All Access. Listen, Dex, you see what's going on with Big Ben Simmons. Look, give us your thoughts. Is he back? Should we get excited? It's Flight Sports.
Yes, sir, Flight. Thank you for once again inviting me to your space and integrating me onto your platform. Flight. Ben Simmons have shown a level of maturity that has been unexpected by those naysayers and doubters on Ben Simmons' return to grace. His play on the court, Flight, has been very, very tantalating. And not only that, Flight, he has integrated himself wholeheartedly with the talent that's on the floor with him. He will be joined by the USA non-medalist Mikal Bridges, as well as former All-Star. And let's see if Mikal Bridges can be that player he was in the absence of Ben Simmons, in the absence of Kyrie Irving, in the absence of KD, when the Brooklyn Nets had a tumultuous season and they had to trade for his services immediately. Now Ben Simmons is returning. Ben Simmons is doing his best to get back into the favor of the Brooklyn fan base. He is basically playing his heart out. He's showing great energy. He's showing great tenacity. And I believe Ben Simmons, when the season starts, while the preseason is his training, and he will get acclimated with this new core of Brooklyn talent, Ben Simmons will definitely show his worth. Ben Simmons is going to disappoint a lot of doubters, a lot of naysayers, and a lot of disbelievers because they have very low expectations on Ben Simmons coming into the season. And rightfully so, because in the last 2.5 years, Ben Simmons been wallowing on the fence of disappointment. And now he has his mind ready, he has his body ready, and his spirit is ready to be activated when the season comes. And we can see glimpses of that flight during the preseason. My homie from Pasadena, California, the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, Jock Vaughn, is very, very happy about Ben Simmons in the preseason, and he's going to be very, very ecstatic when Ben Simmons keep up this kind of energy and effort going into the preseason. I believe Brooklyn Nets will take a slide in the standings, but they are formidable enough to be competing for a play-in seed. Now, that could all change based on injury, but the in-season tournament, I believe Brooklyn will have some say about that. And with these young legs and familiar veterans on the Brooklyn Nets, as they are basically amalgamated into one under the edicts of my homie from Pasadena, California, You already know he played at Kansas. You already know he went to John Muir High School. And he is cut from the Popovich tree of coaching. Jock Vaughn will relish in the success that Ben Simmons and Mikal Bridges together will be auspicious, and they will be a great talent and great defense moving forward. And that's what the NBA has been missing a lot from that kind of a tandem is the strength and frequency of playing defense for the total duration of the game flight. And one more thing I would like to add. Ben Simmons will be dunking that ball fiercely. He is on a redemption tour and he is wholeheartedly trying to propitiate with the Brooklyn Nets fan base, organization, team, and coaching staff. So with that effort to propitiate his great basketball acumen and IQ, I think Ben Simmons could be on the verge of being a fringe all-star flight.
Absolutely, Dex. I totally agree with you. This man, Ben Simmons, was a former number one overall pick in the 2016 draft. And we all know why that was. It wasn't by accident. It sure wasn't by what we have to go through the past recently. Also, Ben Simmons, you got to keep it 100. His speed, athleticism. When he's going down, barreling down the lane, the defense got to consider a few things, and whether it's collapsing, it puts the defense in a lot of different situations. Also, Ben Simmons' Dex has exhibited that jump shot. I want to know, how important is it for Ben Simmons? Obviously, we don't expect him to be Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but how important is it for him to develop a 15-footer, things of that nature? How important are these things, Dex, or does it matter for Ben Simmons?
Yes, like I think it's very much important because from the wing perspective, if Ben Simmons is to expand his game and allow the Brooklyn Nets players to be able to have just that much space more than they had previous, I think the Brooklyn Nets will be very successful. He doesn't have to be the sharpshooter. We're not looking for DeMar DeRozan in a Brooklyn uniform. But what we are looking for is consistency and Ben Simmons at least attempting those mid-range shots or go beyond the arc and attempt three-pointers. Make or miss, it doesn't matter. They have to get some respect beyond that arc because the Brooklyn Nets have not been known with Ben Simmons to spread the floor. And asking Ben Simmons to be a floor spacer, I think is genuine. I think it's adding to his game. And we know if you're not growing, you're dying. And if Ben Simmons can show that he is willing to take that mid-range shot or shoot from beyond the arc, he is definitely growing, Flight, not dying. Because what happened to Brooklyn Nets last season, yes, they did get into the playoffs legitimately by a very narrow margin because of the antics of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and in favor of them for their play because it left Brooklyn in the fourth seed when they both departed from that organization. And listen, that Brooklyn Nets floor is just gorgeous. I mean, the aesthetics on the diagram of that floor and the color coordination is beautiful. And Ben Simmons going to bring beautiful basketball to the Brooklyn Nets, even though from the last season and the season prior when Brooklyn got swept, the fans were in an apoplectic rage, and rightfully so. Now they have a new era in Brooklyn, and Ben Simmons will be leading, Flight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He will be leading. And make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports for more news, updates, and more. We just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to All Access.